morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the universe. This is Captain Swifty, the Ineffectual Gamer, and this is a Microsoft Flight Simulator with SkyPark live stream. Only thing is, got a bit of a black screen at the moment. I had a computer crash. First of all, I had a crash from Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then when I got everything running together, I went to start the stream and I had a whole system crash. So I really don't know what that was. My computer was acting up a little bit earlier. I don't know. So I'm just waiting for Flight Simulator to start up again, and then we'll give it a go. So while I'm waiting, I'm just gonna post this into my Discord. So where's Discord? There you go. Now there's a bit of a toss-up tonight, actually, of what I wanted to stream. I really didn't know what I wanted to stream. I didn't want to stream Assassin's Creed again, because I'm trying not to do 2 in a row. And as you know, I like to normally stream during the midweek, but this week, and maybe for the next couple of weeks, it's just not going to be possible to stream midweek. I've just got too much work on. But in the future I will. And yeah, this afternoon I was like, you know what, I might go with Cyberpunk tonight. But then I was just watching some aviation videos, and I thought, oh well, I'll give it a whirl. So you can see it's saying here you had a crash in your previous thing. So let me just move it on to live chat, not top chat. Okay, now I've been really getting into videos of this guy does videos of the Citation Max. Citation, and this guy's videos are really good. They're really informative, and I've really been enjoying watching them. I'm just going live in the video. And I really wanted to fly the Citation, so I looked up and I was like, is it in Flight Simulator, this plane? And I was like, sure enough, it is. But unfortunately, it's only in the Super Duper Deluxe version, and I don't have the Super Duper Deluxe version. I only have, I think now on Game Pass, because I have this through Game Pass. I think it's now the Premium Edition, but it's not the Premium Deluxe Edition, unfortunately. So I can't fly the Citation, which is a real shame. I have considered investing in the full game in the past. It's just the price isn't quite where I want it to be yet. It needs to come down just a couple more quid on certain websites, and I'll probably snap it up, because at the end of the day, the creators of Flight Simulator are they put so much work into it. You know, we're getting almost monthly updates now. So they have like 1 month it's a world update, then the next month, no, every second month is a world update, I think, and how'd they do it? I have to say it right. And then I think every month they do a code upgrade of the game code, and they've now changed that. So they're going to do like one month will be world or graphical updates, and then the next month will be code upgrades, and it just gives them a chance to spend a bit more time working on the coding of the game, which I think is much better idea for them. So I'll just wake SkyPad up. I'll just make sure you can see SkyPad and everything. It should be right slap bang in the middle of the screen. So yeah, that looks about right. So SkyPark is an add-on. It costs about 30 euros or something. I don't know what it is in dollars. Oh, it's turned itself back off there by the looks of it. And I really like it. It's like running your own business. So UNXP, this is only in its infancy stage at the by the way, this add-on, it's not even like in full mode yet. So I'm off live. I'm offline. Oh, hang on. It's funny you should bring this up, Wraith. I'm just I might have to log into Restream and see why it's doing that. So somebody's on Twitch there, and then saying this isn't working on Twitch. Just gonna check myself actually. Give that a look over. Oh crap! I can't log in on my phone because I've forgotten what the bloody hell my login is. Okay. What the frick? Yes, I don't know the issue with Twitch. I'm not sure what the issue is with it. I think Brian was saying last week that it was showing. So he's saying you're offline, but the stream counter's still running. So I really don't know what the deal is with that. Could be something on the Restream end. Restream. Right, is the game up and loaded now? Alright, okay, so let's go back to the main screen of SkyPark. We're going to look in the contract section here. Now, I do have an idea of what I want to do today in the flight. I got TBM, flight conditions should be live and live. Oh no, I want off group only, and then crap. Oh, this is confusing sometimes. Live air traffic, live weather and time. That's live weather, live time. I need to make sure the time's live, and I don't know why it's on this one now. You don't go to custom, do you? Oh, so you do. See how the time's not actually live, even though it says it's live, so I have to turn that on. That's why I do the double checks there. So just bear with me a moment, because I can't see any of the chat or anything if there is anybody in the chat. Probably not. Nobody likes me. Temperature, okay, temperature's fine, everything like that. Right, okay, so Restream, let's look. So it's showing us online on Twitch. Very strange. I really don't know what the Twitch issue is at all, no idea. I'll have to look that up later, see if anybody else is having a problem, the same type of problem. So, oh well. Okay, so yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about SkyPark if you haven't done it before. Well, yeah, it won't work without the transponder, Swifty. You need the transponder up and running. Did I press the wrong one? SkyPark. Forgotten what it's under now. Parallel 42, that's it. Okay, I'm just going to turn the music up a little bit because the music's a little bit off there as well. Right, is the transponder up and running? Okay, so what the transponder does, I don't need to show that on screen because it's literally just a transponder, and it works out where you are and what you're doing, but it's generating contracts, so this takes a couple of seconds. But anyway, quick look around this. So there's certain things, so you've got like your progress and it tells you what XP you've got and stuff, but at the moment this isn't showing anything, but I'm guessing that's because the transponders are still picking up. Once the transponder's done its job and got all its information, I think it gets it from the servers to inject into the game. So it should be up now. There we go, yeah. So, level 4, XP 818, but at the moment they really don't mean that much. I've got good karma because I'm not taking any weird jobs or bad jobs. Because you can, I'll show you the job section next actually. When you go to the job section, you can choose whether to do like contracts for regular companies, or you do contracts for dodgy people if you really want to. Now, I want to run into LaGuardia today, and so I'm gonna pick something that goes into LaGuardia. So I was looking at this one earlier, and I think this is the one I'm gonna take. So I've got to take vegetables, fats, and oils. There was one from somewhere in Virginia, but it seems like it's timed out now, unfortunately. There was one somewhere down here, but now there's only this one. So we're not far out of Pittsburgh, a little bit south of Pittsburgh and over the border, because Pittsburgh's in Pennsylvania. So we're in West Virginia, I think, here. I think it's past the state lines, I think. And yeah, we'll be going over the Appalachian Mountain Range, so that's pretty cool. And we will be landing in LaGuardia in New York if I take this one. So I am going to take this one. It's only $1,000. It's not a lot, and I'm going to have to pay some fees to get my plane transported, because if you don't take off from where you landed, it charges you. But it's all right. I don't mind. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind doing that at all. So I'll save that. And now is where the fun starts. So I will we're going WV29. So in order to help you see this correctly now, I'm going to move this window capture away so that you cannot see it, and I'll do this WV29. So I'm guessing this is a small-ish airport. West Virginia 29. So this is a place called Valley Point. Oh, why has it done that? WV29. Oh, come on. WV29. Right, there we go. And we are going to LaGuardia, so it will be K because it's the United States, and L for La, G for Guardia, and A for Airport. That should bring it up. Okay. That's how I always remember LaGuardia Airport. So, 2 bits of information I need to take from here, and I need to store in my head for a couple of minutes, is runway 26, 22. Okay. The reason is those are the active runways, and that's what I want to use when and where I can. So 26, 22. We are going to go high altitude airways. And we want to depart, well, because this is a small airport, we're not really going to get we're not going to get a load of departures, so we're looking at 22, so we want to approach ILS 22, which will be our approach. Just let's see what our approach actually is. This is sometimes quite hard. Okay, so this is going to take us over... Oh, right, okay, yeah, I'll do this one. The landing's going to be pretty interesting. So I was hoping that we'd come in over Jersey, maybe, and make the turn. You follow the Hudson River on this side, I think. Yeah, and then somewhere around here you start the turn into LaGuardia. But we're not going to get that one, which is a shame because it's a nice approach. But anyway, we're going to get this approach. We are going to go. Well, hang on, no, we might be able to change. We might be able to change this, you know. So if we go, it's currently Corey for Corey. What's this one? Oh, that's the same one. Oof, God no. No. And then there's harp 3. But no, that comes. We don't want to go up and over. No way. Okay, so the first one was Corey for all, I think it was. For an approach for runway 22. Okay, so, well, interestingly, it's going to take us past Philadelphia. We should be at a good point there to see Philadelphia. Where else is it going to take us over? Near East Brunswick. Long Beach. No, okay, so we will fly over Brooklyn, which is cool. So, and we'll actually go near Kennedy. Now, what these are all real flights. These green airplanes that you can see here. It doesn't tell you the altitude of any, but I do want to check something. I want to check if he's going to go straight in. So he's a United Airlines. I want to know whether he's going straight in or whether he's going to make this turn and go out here. So, what the hell's he doing? Well, either a plane just crashed there or no, it's just not. Okay, so he's going on a straight line in there. So I'm guessing this isn't the active runway. This is the active runway. So we're going to change this to set that as our arrival instead. Because I wanted to really do this as kind of as realistic as possible. So, now I don't know which runway it is, I've forgotten. Runway 4. Okay, so approach ILS runway 4. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so he's definitely coming into land there. So that's the one we're going to follow. Okay, because if that's what it is today, we'll follow it. Now, you can see like there's all these little grey routes, and these are the different routes we can actually change into. We can pull it into those routes. But I think this is probably the best route. Because we are going to be coming in over Brooklyn and then over Queens as well, so that'll be pretty cool. And then we might, on approach, be able to see Kennedy. Unfortunately, there is no website that I'm aware of that allows you to see what the active runways are, but when you're looking at a very busy airport like this, oh mind you, he's turned now. No! He's turned now, so I don't know. I think he's making the approach for I think he's making the approach for. I don't know. He could be going to. He could be going to Kennedy, or he could be actually going on that approach that we were. So what was that? It was runway 22, wasn't it? ILS runway 22, and it was Corey 4. So he might be doing that. But I'll go with this one. I don't like the approach because it seems to fly way too far out for what's necessary. But hey ho. At least we'll get a really good view of Queens as we fly over it. Yeah, we'll get a really good view of Queens from here. A really good view. And then we'll Great Neck, Port Washington. Okay. Okay, cool. There is actually this runway, which is actually this part of the runway is on like on a float, like on a flotilla. So you normally try and touch down here. You don't touch down too close to the end of the runway. And this brings you past Rikers Island. This is Rikers Island. It's a huge prison complex, and it brings you in over here as you're coming into land. So you know what? I'm going to choose runway 13 as arrival. Sod it. I know I said I want it to be authentic as possible, but no, I'm gonna. So approach runway 13. 13. let's see what different arrival options we have here. So, no, I definitely don't want that one. I think they all come in on the same, don't they? That's an interesting one. I actually quite like that one. But it arches around Manhattan. I didn't really want it to... Well, and we'll be quite a long way from Manhattan actually there. Stratton lobby. No, it doesn't take us anywhere near Manhattan. No. Oh well. We'll go with... Was it Harp 3? Yeah, we'll go with this one, I think. No, it wasn't Harp 3 because that's the one that goes up. It was Corey for all. Alright, so that's going to be our flight. Okay. Now, I do want to set certain things, so I have to get used to doing this. So, this airplane does not fly at 33,000 feet. This airplane flies at 31,000 feet and will depressurize if we fly any higher. That's my experience in this game. Okay, so let's actually small. I'm hoping this isn't one of the dodgy airports where you're stuck, because this can happen, but we'll see. Okay, so we're starting off the ramp. Otherwise, if I hadn't spotted that, I'd be starting on the runway with everything running, and I definitely didn't want that as part of my flight. Really didn't want that. Okay, so let's fly it. I'm scared to press this button because I've had crashes the last few times I've pressed this button. But luckily, I haven't had it now. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring that window capture back. Okay, and if I remember rightly, I just press begin here. I know I have to pay 35 quid for the shipping of my plane, but that's fine. Okay, so we're carrying vegetable fats and oils. The size of my plane, we haven't got a lot of space in it, so I wouldn't be expecting to carry a lot. Let's see how we get on. So, I've got a checklist today, but I'm not going to go through the full checklist. So there's a pre-flight checklist and stuff like that. I'm not going to do the pre-flight checklist because it's pointless in a simulator. It's normally all there. So, we're here, Valley Airport, so yeah, a very, very small runway. But hey, we get to... Oh, and we're on grass as well. But we get to land at LaGuardia, so... everything's good in the neighbourhood. Right, so... a second. I get these really weird pauses at the moment, and I don't like it. It's scaring the hell out of me. Like I said, the computer's been acting up a bit. Oh, my bloody... I haven't plugged my... Oh, I have plugged it in. I thought I had, but it's not registering, so just 1 second. Let's try it in that plug. Oh, yeah, it's registers now. Okay. You're gonna keep default. Oh, cancel that. Okay, so I think my joypad's gonna work automatically. Yes, it is. Interesting airport. Now, I've never flown out of this one before. It certainly wouldn't have a pushback tug. That's for bloody sure. And if we push back, we're actually going to end up in that truck. And also, there's no taxi. There's no taxi point. How those airplanes are ever going to get to take off, I'll never know. There's no taxi point. Okay, so we're kind of going to have to play silly buggers here and use the grass as the taxiway. But I mean, this would never. You'd never be doing this, but we're going to have to. Well, we can use the runway, but we'll have to use a bit of the grass to get off. We're also going to run down this guy here because he. Oh, isn't on my live chat on? Idiot. Because he's in the way. So first things first, we are on board. So doors are open, so we're going to go through the loading procedure here. Oh, sorry, I was saying all that and I didn't even have it properly switched over to the game. But anyway, never mind, I'll show you in a second. So, we're going to load. That doesn't sound very realistic, but anyway. Maybe if there was a bit more sound from outside the plane, that might work a little bit better. And it just cut out. Okay, all your papers are in order and you are ready to go. So, look at the Yo flight thing later. Right, okay, so I'll just make sure that's gone now. There you go, that's gone. And we're ready to go, I think. Okay, sorry I'm a bit indecisive at the moment. Right, so let's get going. So first things first is to close our door, and that would be where the stuff goes, and we lock the door. Okay, so the door's locked, and then we could start our procedure. Now the flight lever's up. The flight lever's already up, so it should be, but I don't know why, but it seems like it's quite often up in this game. When you log out, it's supposed to leave the plane as it was, but it doesn't seem to like to do that. So we do battery. Oh, 1 second. I want to make sure that our flight assistant isn't doing anything. No, he's not doing anything, which is good. Okay. So that's going to make no. Okay. So we will ask for clearance. That's the first thing we need to do.
Pause system test. Okay.
Clarksburg approach Mike Ski 907 IFR to LaGuardia ready to copy.
Mike Ski 907 is cleared to LaGuardia Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure frequency is 126.905 squawk 1555. Clearance by 30 minutes from now.
Mike Ski 907 cleared to LaGuardia Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure is 126.905 squawk 1555. Clearance void 30 minutes from now.
Mike Ski 907
Okay, so
read back
that's
correct.
correct. Okay, so we're just going to check everything's alright, and I'll put it up to 11,000 here. Okay, and then we'll also have the vertical speed. Wait, that should be vertical speed. That's the one. And that should be at 1,200 or 300. I can't remember. I think it's 1,200. I should have checked that. Oh, it might be in my checklist actually. Okay, so let's see. We need to do. I think to check that the gear's down, which is right. Lights test. Okay, good. Yeah, okay, that works. So, MFD is done, fuel's on board, okay. Just make sure the engine is okay and the heat is not too high. There's nothing going or anything on the engine. Okay, there's no high heat or anything like that, so that's good. So this is, we've gone through the flight pan there, and we now need to just make it into the active nav. So we'll go with FMS here, the flight manager, and we also want the flight director on. It's where I forget what I'm doing. Nav mode should be on, and flight director should be on. I think it's that way. Can't remember now. Okay. So that's all set, and we are pretty much ready to go in that way. So we can actually start up the engine and everything now. But first things I'm going to do is turn this on, and turn the oxygen on. Okay, I'm going to turn the not the dimmer. Oh no, we're flying in the daytime, so we're not really going to need them, I don't think. Okay. We need to set this to PFD. Or it is PFD. Or is it MFD? Oh cripes, I'm forgetting some of these things now. This sometimes crashes this screen if you're not setting a certain thing at the beginning of the flight. It doesn't crash, it freezes. And it's really annoying when it freezes. It's not as bad as it used to be. This one used to freeze before, and you couldn't actually see anything. Everything else worked, but that didn't work, and that was pretty hard at times. So right, let's go. We can start this. So we go up here, and we say ignition should be on auto. Auxiliary BP. Auxiliary BP should be on. I hate these plumbing. Oh, no, that should be on. There we go. And the auxiliary. Yeah, okay, on auto. Okay, so let's go with the starter. As long as the prop area is clear. It's not. He's there, and we're going to gun him down, but there's nothing we can do about that. So we'll do the starter 2 on, and we'll let the engine start up. Okay, and we're monitoring down here just to make sure that it's not a hot start or anything, and it seems fine. Wait for this to get to 40, I do believe. Or 30. No, 20. Can't even remember. Okay, now we can go into low idle. Oh, shouldn't zoom in too much. Okay, everything there looks really good. Once it gets to 50, we can go into the throttle. Okay, and add taxi speed, or taxi ready. Forgotten how they say it now. Okay, so we've done that one. So now we need to do the. We should have the fuel selector as auto, and this should go up to auto, and that stops that strange noise that you can hear. And that's it. That's on. That's on. Okay, and yep. So we're ready to go. So all we need to do now is our pitot. And I'm sure, put the bleed on auto, and I'm sure the inert sep is necessary on a field. I think it stops stuff getting into the engine, so I'm sure that's important for a field. Okay, so we don't have to traffic. I'm just gonna okay. We announce taxi. Okay, so we're going to announce the taxi.
Whiskey Victor 29er traffic Mike Ski 9er 7 is taxiing to runway 26.
Yeah, and then we announce our takeoff and then clear of the runway. Okay. And we will be departing to the north, I do believe, at the beginning. So we've got a CAS warning that the inert sep's on, but that's absolutely fine. That's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll just double check that that's where we are. No, we're not. We're departing to the east. So it's a good job I checked that. It's a flight simulator, it won't matter. But it does to me. Okay, so we will take off the parking brake. I really hope that after we've done all of this, that we're not going to end up with one of these stupid things where the plane doesn't move. And we certainly have. No, we haven't. It is moving. That's okay. That's good. So we'll mow this guy's face off. Oh, nice to join us. And we'll try and make it as professional as possible. As professional as you can. This runway is so small, there's no way you could spin this thing around. There's no way you could spin this around at the end. I can't see it anyway. Hey Brian, how's it going? No, not Assassin's Creed tonight. I haven't advertised it as Assassin's Creed. There's problems on Twitch, you know. I don't know what the issue is. I'm guessing it's with Restream, but it's not streaming. It says I'm offline. Got a fucking freeze there. My heart goes now when I get these freezes because I'm absolutely scared to death that this computer's gonna just take a nosedive. Hopefully it won't. Were you looking forward to Assassin's Creed, were you, Brian? Don't do that face. I don't like it when you're sad. I prefer Happy Brian. Not that we've met him very often, but I only kidding. But I do prefer Happy Brian. Right, so yeah, we're going to use the grass to turn around. We'll announce our takeoff. Yeah, I know, that's the thing. I'm live on Twitch, but I'm not live. Wraith came in earlier and said the same thing. He was like, it's showing your counter and everything, but you're not there. I really don't know what that issue is. But there was issues with it last time, wasn't there? I think you came on and explained that there was an issue with it on Twitch. Okay, so we're going to park up there. So first thing we need to do is we need to turn on our landing lights. We should have turned on our taxiing lights, but it is the middle of the day, so we can be forgiven for that. And we do need to announce that we are taking off, departing to the east.
Whiskey Victor 29er traffic Mike Ski 9er 7 taking off runway departure to the east.
Also want our flaps to take off, and we are ready to go because we have announced, so we shall go straight out. Everything looks right, everything looks set. Come on Swifty, don't kill yourself on takeoff please. It's quite a strong wind coming from the right hand side of the. Oh, this is a short runway. We are not at V speed. We're going towards the trees. We're just gonna make it. So I'm gonna touch the brakes. As we did get, we'll bring the. I'll make sure that they go up, and we shall engage the autopilot, and that's it. We are off and running on our flight to LaGuardia. So yeah, I mean, some of these missions are really not for a TBM, but a TBM's essentially a prop plane. So are we there yet? So, oh, you wanted me to crash? That wasn't very nice, Brian. So I know this is super loud and you can't always hear it until I put the microphone right up to my mouth, but I'll just do this for the external parts. This is beautiful, West Virginia, this. Absolutely beautiful. Just trying to see where the runway is. It got out of sight really quickly. I think it's somewhere over here. But that runway, normally you can see the runway for quite some distance. LaGuardia is 508 kilometers away. And we're making a nice turn there now. Well, not straight towards it, of course. And we'll be climbing to 11,000 feet, and then we'll be given more instructions.
Cleveland Center Mike Ski 907 is passing 3,800 feet, climbing 11,000 feet.
Generic 0 Whiskey Foxtrot, contact Washington Center on 133.65. Good day.
So I'll wait until we go up to...
Mike Ski 907 Cleveland Center QNH 30.18, continue to be AAV wide as planned. Mike Ski 907 climb and maintain flight level 180.
Alright, so we've been given permission to 1,000...
133.65 generic 0 Whiskey Foxtrot.
1,800.
Climb and maintain flight level 180 Mike Ski 907.
I hate it when I have to zoom in like this to do it, but... Now, there's a new TBM, not in game, in real life, that that has an auto throttle now. So, and I'm guessing it's got a bit more power because I think it can fly a little higher than this TBM as well. And I'd like that to be put into the game. It would be nice. Why are you writing on Twitch when nothing can be seen?
128.45 generic 77 Sierra.
Now, I was talking earlier about the citation, and I really like to. I mean, I just can't afford the premium deluxe edition. But I know that if I had it, the citation would become my favourite plane. Its cockpit isn't too dissimilar from the TBM, and the videos I've been watching, real videos, not of the game, of a guy flying it, it is incredibly easy to... oh, we need our yaw damper on, by the way. Oh, it's on automatically. Okay. It must have come on when I put the autopilot on. And it's very similar setup and everything to this plane, but it flies 11,000 feet higher. No, it can fly, I think it can get up to 45,000 feet, so it's a ridiculous height it can get up to, and it's jet engined, which means that routes are much shorter. This guy's, his videos are great to watch, and because it's epic viewing on Twitch. Fuck off. Yeah, this guy's videos are so good. I'll put them in the Discord at some point because he's well worth a watch. Even if aviation really isn't totally a thing, it's just really cool to watch sometimes. He explains a lot when he's flying and doesn't make it too complicated.
Delta 817 Cleveland Center, continue as planned.
And so you can see we're already down to 490 kilometers. So this isn't going to be a long flight. These are the Appalachian Mountains here. This is the I can't say it now. Appalachian Mountain Range approaching. So I think in game it's the first time I've ever flown over the Appalachian Mountains. Was that for me? No, that was for United. Okay. So, I should have started the stream with that song. Country roads, take me home. Because I was in West Virginia. I don't know if I'm in West Virginia now. I might have actually just flown out. I'm just looking at this map. Is that map working?
Cleveland Center, Air Transport 3445
Oh, is it frozen? It's frozen. Yes, I think I was supposed to press. There's one of these you have to press before, and if you don't press it, this one freezes. This doesn't freeze. This works perfectly. It's just this navigation map freezes, and I don't know why. However, what's that? There's like a thing here. Unrest. I don't know what that means. So, I don't know why the map does that. Now I've got live weather on as far as I'm aware. It was live weather and live time originally. This game can be a bit quirky sometimes. Yeah, no, it's live time and live weather. Okay. Now I've noticed the live weather has improved in this game. I'm guessing it's just literally a clear day in West Virginia, but it has. You don't appreciate my Twitch viewership. I do. I actually encourage people to watch on Twitch normally. I'll have to see what the problem is. It must be a problem with Restream. And I have a feeling Twitch doesn't want Restream sent over there. Because they're all fighting for viewership and stuff at the moment, aren't they?
Good day. Generic Whiskey Mike November 528 Cleveland Center. Continue as planned. Mike Ski Niner 7
That's for
contact
me.
Washington Center on 133.
So we're passing 10,000.
Good day.
So we'll go ahead and turn off the landing lights now once past 10,000. There's nothing I don't like about this plane is that it takes a long time to get to cruising altitude. It's the only thing I really don't like about it. The citation just woomph. It has a lower takeoff speed as well. I think its takeoff on the citation is 75 knots or something. This one's 90. So you can rotate a citation at 75 knots, which is... We've only got 470 to go, so we're getting there. I think we'll get up to... Pretty damn sure we'll get up to cruising speed, or cruising height. So yeah, these are the Appalachians. We're just flying over here. A lot of forested area in the Appalachians, but really nice part of the USA. I'd actually like to, in the flight simulator one day, do the Appalachian Trail, but within the simulator. But I know it can be done to get a Garmin thing into this. I know you can do it, but it takes some playing around with. You can take a real Garmin route and load it into the game. What's stall altitude? I've never tried it on this plane, and I don't know if they've got in this flight simulator. I don't know if they've got stall altitude, because I'm sure I've seen people flying strange planes into almost to the edge of space. What it does have is that you will start losing cabin pressure, so you'll get an alarm. So once on this, the maximum ceiling for this is 31,000 feet. So as soon as you get there, if you go 31,100, you start getting an alarm going off for depressurization of the cabin. So, which is strange because when you plan a flight route, the auto route planner sets you at 33,000 feet as your ceiling. So it's weird that it does that. I don't know why they do that.
Washington Center Mike Ski 907 is at 13,400 feet climbing flight level 180.
Mike Ski 907 Washington Center QNH 30.27 continue to
So let's have a quick look outside while we're doing the last 500 feet. So look at this. Look at that. That's the Appalachian Mountain Range, and it goes all the way down there. And what a place it must be to live. I mean, you saw the other week when I think I was flying in Mexico in one of the streams, and that was a beautiful area as well, going over one of the mountain ranges down there. I am actually going to, towards Christmas, I'm going to do... Yeah, it is plane specific. That's why I said I'm not sure with this one, Brian. I would suppose anything over 31,000 would probably be the stall altitude. I do have the manual for the TBM somewhere, but I don't know I'm sat in front of the tablet and I don't know exactly where it is on the tablet.
United 2125.
Because I'm using the tablet for YouTube at the moment, so... And the thing is that I know for some people, you know, like flying a long route like this, when you're doing it through the autopilot and stuff, a lot of people probably think that that's boring. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. But this game for low-level flying and stuff, free flying, it's great. I mean, I've done it. I don't mind doing it every now and again. But I also like doing this as well. But I think...
Brickyard 3717 Washington Center. Continue as planned.
And I love using like little apps
Contact Washington Center on 13
to make it a bit more realistic, which is what the SkyPark does.
Going to 134.15 Mike Ski 907.
Right, so I'm hoping the next when we get the altitude raise, which won't be very long, because we're only 200 feet off.
Washington Center Mike Ski 907 is at 16,200 feet climbing flight level 180.
Not 200, 2,000, sorry. Hopefully that'll do like 25, and then it gives me some time to show you the SkyPark and how it works and everything. It's really cool how it works. Oops, sorry, let me just get my tablet turned up. Dogfights. Well, yes, I mean, I've seen people doing... I've seen some streams where there's like loads and loads of planes all trying to land at really strange airports. You can have crash detection and stuff on it. So, whereas you can't shoot anybody because they don't have it yet, that's not to say it won't be added, because they have said they're not... Okay, there we go. Oh, 27. Nice one. So I'll acknowledge that. So I've got to 27,000 feet here. That's cool. That's going to give me a load of time.
Washington Center, United 1986 is passing 16,200 feet, descending 4,000
Oh,
feet.
give over.
United 1986 Washington
The day I can
Center,
buy,
0.027
it will be a
continue
long
as
way
planned.
away, but the day I can buy a stack, so I don't have to push and pull all these buttons in the actual cockpit. Because this type of thing, like, you're having to use the same button that zooms, and if the plane bounces, then you mouse it. So what's this at 27,000 to achieve? 28. Right, okay. Right. So, I'll just take you through the SkyPark now then, because it should give us a little bit of time. So I'll bring that back up here. So I want to show you some of the other things the SkyPark actually has, because it's really nice little thing. It has this, which is a live map. This is under your section of your flight. This you can do it in 3D or top down. I quite like to do it in 3D. You can take the mountain ranges off, you can leave them in. I prefer to leave them in because I think and then you can move it around, and it has all the cities you're flying over. So the only thing is this runs live in Windows at the moment, and what I would really like was for this is to be able to run this part on your tablet, and then the transponder in your PC. It would be so cool if you could do that, because to watch this on the side would be really good. And if I had a double monitor, it'd be great. But unfortunately, I'm not that rich, and my computer would completely blow up if I tried to put a second monitor in it. 100%. It's not done with it. And then it has a center on plane thing, which is pretty cool. And you can have this one as well, which follows your airplane on a direct route, and I just love that as well. So you can see what's coming up, so you can see Baltimore's coming up and whatnot. That's a really cool thing to it. I showed the progress earlier, so it shows your progress. And then there's also a bank thing, but at the moment, I mean, that's all it is. It just shows you what's happened. It doesn't do anything else. But it is in alpha. So it's not, although you have to pay for it and everything, it's still in alpha. So it's
Piedmont 6029er,
It's shown where we are
contact
here
Washington Center
on this map as well, which is cool.
120.65. Good
And
day.
you can see we're going to kind of go around here, swooping over over here, so it'll be between Philadelphia and Atlantic City, and then we'll come in over Brooklyn into LaGuardia. Anyway, when's the Maverick update coming out? Yeah, well, this is the thing. It's whether the Maverick update will allow that type of thing. They have said that they want to.
6029er.
They have said that they want people to be able to have dogfights, but they've also said, well, but there is things like DCS simulation, which does dogfight specific software. So, have you looked into getting the Logitech flight yoke? Which one? Is it? Hang on. Logitech flight yoke. I'm not rich enough for some of this, but there was a flight yoke that I really liked. That is this the old style? The old, well, it's not old, but semi-old. Is it the Logitech SciTech Pro flight yoke? Is that the one you're on about, or are you on about a different one? But there's somebody bringing out another, like,
17,500 feet, descending 10,000 feet. Brickyard Tree 717, contact
I was looking at one the other day, and there's some
120.65.
company bringing out
Good day. United 560, Washington Center, QNH, Tree 0.18.
It depends which one, Wraith, because one of them, the old style one, the flight yoke, which I would really like, is 150 usually. And you know what? I had one when I lived in England. I sold it for half of its price. I had when I was in England, I had a full flight yoke. I had this panel, so you could do it all from your desktop, with digital numbering as well. So I knew, when I was turning the altitude, it would show. It had a landing gear knob on it as well. So the one I really like is the honeycomb flight yoke. And apparently it's just so nice to use as well. And you know what? If ever I can treat myself or something like that, I will invest in something like that, because I play this game a lot off stream, and I do put it down for long periods because it is time consuming and you need the time to do it. So I do, when I'm not able to play it, I just don't play it, because I'll waste time. I'll be doing it when I should be doing something else, So I do try to behave myself in that way. Oh, have I not put the bloody thing down? Sorry, I was supposed to have put that window capture down. I do apologise. Yeah, the Logitech one I'm thinking of is a yoke. So it's not a HOTAS. No, it's a yoke. But it's like a box that sits on your desktop, and it's got a little metal rod that you pull out to, obviously, to go up and push forward to go down and whatnot.
United 560, contact Washington Center on 120.
If for some reason you can't post it in the if you can't post it in the chat for any reason, just take out like the dots and stuff, and you should be able to post it.
120.65 for United 560.
So we're only 389 kilometers from LaGuardia now, and we are getting close to cruise altitude, so we'll get there much faster once we're at cruise altitude. Unfortunately, it's starting to we are starting to get in a cloudy area, so I don't know what time it is exactly, local time. It says down here, Swifty, because you need to get used to stuff like that. It says 8:15. No, that can't be right. No way, it's 8:15 in America. So let me work it out. New York is 6 hours behind, I think. So it's going to be sometime in the mid-afternoon. Yeah, it'll be mid-afternoon, maybe around 4 o'clock. So, yeah, on the coast, you're probably going to see clouds building up.
Mike Ski 907, climb and maintain flight level 310.
There you go, we got 310 now.
Climb and maintain flight level 310 Mike Ski 907.
And we'll push that up to 310. And that is our cruising altitude. Okay. Torque's a bit low at the moment, but we're at max throttle. So, no doing that one. The only thing I haven't mastered yet with this plane, I don't know what that was. The only thing I haven't mastered with this plane yet properly is full approach speeds and stuff. So I know like my landing speeds and everything, that's all fine, and I know the basic approach speeds, but when I am learning that you don't need to slow down. Normally when I'm coming into land, I'm like, oh, I've got this distance to go, so I'm going to slow down, but it doesn't. I don't know the exact. Each plane has like a speed that you should be going between each part to get to the next part. This plane is fitted with the flight level change button, which means if you pull back the throttle and put your altitude down, then it will automatically pitch the nose to keep you at the speed. I think at the speed you're currently at, if I remember rightly, and it should get you to your destination, like your destination next waypoint or whatever. Sorry, to your next altitude point within that time, but it doesn't, and I don't know why. I don't know if I'm using it wrong or something like that. It's too long. What website's it on, Wraith?
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect vector side LS runway 28 approach.
Oh, it's not on Amazon yet. Yeah. Wraith, yeah, you can go to type in short URL on your computer, then put the link into that, and then it'll give you a short URL. Fucking Amazon. Well, I've got Amazon on my phone, hang on. How much is it? Okay, so we are arriving at altitude. That's what that little tone was. If you heard the boop, that's letting us know we're arriving at the at our altitude. So where's my bloody Amazon? Oh, there. You say it was Logitech, wasn't it? Like Logitech. $109.
Washington Center, Spirit Wings 8161 is passing flight level 375, descending 10,000 feet. Jazz 7706, you are 4 miles north.
The only one that's showing up on my Amazon is the Logitech G SciTech ProFlight. So it's actually a SciTech Yoken Quadrant, but it's sold under the Logitech brand. There's the Thrustmaster one, but that's actually there's a Thrustmaster one which is based on the Airbus, and I really like that one. But the Throttle Quadrant is great, really, really nice. But I don't know if it can be mixed with other things, so I wouldn't necessarily want to buy it on its own. Yeah, the Honeycomb one's expensive, but the Honeycomb one is the quality is outstanding. The only downside to it really is the kind of it's got switches, so it's got starter engine switches and stuff. It's got landing lights and stuff, and it's expected that they're gonna make like you know, other add-on parts that you'll be able to add on with it. And yeah, it's expensive, but it's ridiculously high quality. Like, everybody who uses it says how it feels weighty. The yoke feels how the yoke feels and everything. Yeah, I think you might be talking about the Logitech one, and yeah, I think this is the one I had in England. It's more expensive in Spain, I think, because euros, pounds, and everything. Everybody likes a nice little box. Oh, jeez. And the good thing about the Logitech one is they, or SciTech Logitech, is they have a pedal pack as well, which I would really like as well at some point, because I haven't got pedals, and I think, you know, it's part of the experience. I just used the I'd forgotten what you call it on the joystick when you can turn it left and right, not push and pull or anything, you just twist it. So I use that at the moment, but it doesn't, it's not realistic enough. And then they also have a radio stack you can get, one for the, as I said, one for the altitude, one for the vertical speed. Like, they've got so many bits and bobs. The only thing about it is, each one requires its own USB input, and I think you have to set it up like as well, so it's got its downsides. But to have, like I said before, to have a working flight yoke would be really nice. Would be really nice. So because I can't use this map here, and we are at altitude. Let's turn this traffic map off. I don't like the traffic map on there. We don't need it. We should activate it when we get into New York though, because it is tight airspace in New York. Loads and loads of traffic rules in New York. Too many for me to remember, let alone explain. But there's various traffic rules in New York, so you can't fly in certain parts. Safety reasons for downtown Manhattan, but also because you've got 3 major airports and a minor airport, all within a very short distance of each other. So I was saying, on our approach into LaGuardia, we should be able to visibly see Kennedy, which has its own landings and takeoffs going on and stuff. And then you've got LaGuardia, which has as well. And then you've got what's it? Newark. What's the name of the airport? Newark. Okay, so you got Newark Airport. I'm sure it's Newark. I should know. I flew in there last time I went to New York. Then you've got Newark on the other side of the Hudson, and that's a major airport too. Now LaGuardia isn't. I don't know. I don't think they take any international flights. But they also have a rule where they only take flights from within a certain distance, and the only 2 places that don't have to follow that rule is Denver and come on, Swifty. Your memory's not that bad. So it can receive flights from Denver, but it can't receive flights from anywhere further than that. And that's, I think it's a competition rule or something, but I don't get it, because JFK and Newark are international airports. So if LaGuardia was an international airport, or maybe it is that it's an international airport, but commercial flights can only take from a certain distance. It could be that, and then the rest of the commercial market has to go with Newark or JFK. It could be that. Could be that. Why are we making a slight turn here? Doesn't quite make sense, this turn. But we are making it, and we are supposed to make it. We can't tell on this map because it isn't bloody working. But if we look at this map, yes, we should be making it. So if that one doesn't work, there's always this one. Okay, so woolly now. Okay. So what I want to do in the future is I actually want to get used to planning routes with all of these and putting it in on the MFD here. Because I really want to be able to start to do all that stuff, but again, that takes time. That takes time too, and sometimes when you want to do a stream or whatever, it's just easy to input everything automatically and get up in the sky. So I'll have a quick look outside here. Just trying to see where we're flying, because the names and everything disappear at a certain distance, and I want to see kind of where we're flying to here. Oh, we're going to pass Dover. Okay, that's good. I'm glad we're passing Dover anyway. Oh crap, I've got top chat turned on here. I keep turning top chat on by accident.
Mike Ski 9 or 7 contact
Oh, that's me.
Washington Center on 132.55. Good day.
Going to 132.55 Mike Ski 907.
Should say Mike Sky. I don't know why it says Mike Ski.
Washington Center Mike Ski 907 flight level 310.
Mike Ski 9 or 7 Washington Center continuous plan.
At least I've got a male voice today. But what bloody hell city is that below us? Because that's definitely a city. That's definitely a city. A city. Where are we flying over? Catonville. Never heard of it, but that looks like a really big city. Doesn't look, or is it just a lot of very small cities maybe? But that looks like a huge city. No, that's Baltimore. Is it? It says Baltimore. That's got to be Baltimore. Yeah, because there's a Ravens stadium. Okay, so it's Baltimore we're flying over. It says Baltimore Highlands there, but it's not showing Baltimore here. But that's the Baltimore Ravens American Football Stadium. And I'm looking. Sorry, you might not even hear me. That's the Baltimore Ravens football stadium. I'm looking for the baseball stadium, but I don't know anything about Baltimore, so I don't know where the baseball stadium is. I always assumed it was very close to the football stadium, because I'm sure Orioles Park, you can see the downtown area, but well, so I don't know. I don't know where Oriole Park is. Is that it? No. I love the wind noises. I really like the wind noises. And everything looks so small from up here. In actuality, they're huge. Hey, Elska, how's it going? No, I did have a crash earlier. Oh, you did post a. Have you got Discord open, Wraith? You are the lad that lives in Middlesbrough, in Borough, aren't you, as well? I meant to ask that earlier, because you changed your name, and when you changed your name, you threw me. It's not hard. It's not. But it did throw me. What you up to at the moment, Aliska? Alright, okay, okay. Alright. I think I know which one you're talking about, though. I think we're talking about the same one, don't worry. Ah, Twitch might take it, yeah. It's a good idea. Ah, there you go. Yep. Got it. Football is M&T Stadium. Yeah, I knew that, Elska. Baseball. Is it Camden Yards? Okay. Why do I have a feeling? Why did I not think it was something called Park? They haven't changed the name, have they? Yeah, that's the one I was on about. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Oh, it's cheaper in England. It's nearly 50 quid more expensive here. But you can also get the instrument panel. That's 119 though. There's a radio panel, rudder pedals, switch panel, throttle quadrant. I think that one has the yoke system has the throttle quadrant on it. I don't think. I know you hate Baltimore, Edgar, but I think there's parts of it that must be nice, but just not a lot of it. Oh, yeah, I'm just looking here.
Washington Center, American 2121 is at 11,700 feet, descending 10,000 feet. American 2121, Washington Center, QNH.
So we're both right, Edgar. It's Oriole Park, sorry, at Camden Yards. So yeah, we were both put it together and you get the whole thing. And my sister's just asking if I'm coming back at Christmas. And I think, yes. Yes, I will be. Gotta get my bloody passport sorted out though. So just make sure that none of those messages were about me. No. Sometimes I miss my call sign because Mike Ski is not what I'm called. It's Mike Sky, and I think I'm going to change it to something else because it needs to be during all the chatter. You need to hear your call sign. Driving through Texas right now. Where you going? Where you going in Texas, like?
American 2032, you are 71 miles southwest. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 27 left approach via Charlie Yankee November transition. Clear to Charlie Yankee November.
Right. Okay. Right. Hang on. The reason I say it is because what movie is it? In the movie with Jack Nicholson, As Good As It Gets, they go to Baltimore and they go and have dinner. They go for I think it's going for hard shell crabs. Hard shell crab, and they're having dinner at a restaurant on the waterfront. Yeah, if you think Baltimore's, you should try Middlesbrough. My hometown. The people are nice, but actually there was some parts of it were all right, but some things there have gone right downhill since I was last there. I was really surprised. Stockton kind of looked a bit better if you take away all the smackheads. Oh, you're going to Maryland, are you? Ah.
Going to 132.05 American 2032.
I know the movies lie.
Contact Potomac approach on 124.7. Good day. United 1539er contact Washington Center on 132.525. Good day. 124.7 American 2121. Generic 74 Bravo contact Washington Center on 132.525.
Oh, you had the premium deluxe edition of this, didn't you, Alesgar? You should give me your Xbox your Microsoft login, so I can use the deluxe edition. Because then I could fly the Citation. I mean, I'd love to invest in it, but it's just too much. I just hope the price comes down eventually, and I can buy it. Oh, that was a bit jittery, wasn't it? I just noticed in the video. Right. What was I going to check there? I was going to check some on my phone.
Mike Ski 907 contact Washington Center on 132.05.
Okay, that's my call sign. Good day.
132.05 for Mike Ski 907.
Thor.
Brickyard Tree 480 contact
No, Jim Washington Center. Better get in contact before he
Washington
does.
Center, Mike Ski 907, flight level 310.
Mike Ski 907 Washington Center, continue to speak as planned.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Premium Deluxe is cheaper now. It's nearly £40 cheaper, or €40 cheaper than it was. So it's still pretty it's still pretty expensive, €93, and it's a lot for a couple of extra airports and stuff. But the only thing is there's nobody making a version of the Citation at the moment, which I don't know why, because it's such a great private jet plane to have. Okay, so we're probably going to start our descent at some point soon. So we have passed Baltimore now, and I'm actually going to refer to the SkyPad as to where we'll be flying over next, because the SkyPad's better than the in-game map. So let me just see. So we're going to fly over Delaware Bay, and we'll be basically between Philadelphia. We'll be on the left side of our window if we can see that far. You can see the river, so I'm supposing you will be able to see Philadelphia. But there is cloud cover over Philadelphia at the moment. And then on the other side of our plane, if I zoom out, we'll actually be able to, we should be able to see, if I go outside now, and you look out to the left hand side, this is Long Beach, and Atlantic City is somewhere over here. But we can't see it at the moment because we're not close enough. But I think even when we do get closer, I don't think we're going to get a good look at either. Because Philadelphia's over here. But oh look, there's a flight below us there. That's the jet trail. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Like we can see his trail there. See, I missed it. What did she say? Oh, Washington Center.
Going to 125.45.
Just change it to Doyle, yeah. I might.
Washington Center, Mike Ski 907, flight level 310.
Mike Ski 907 Washington Center, continue to echo November, Oscar as planned.
So yeah, our throttle's still not maxing out because I think that was something they fixed in game. Because I think it used to overpeak. I think it used to peak, and now you only really get excessive torque if you're speeding. Now I forgot to turn my inert sep off. That should have been turned off. As we reduced that, I didn't even reduce the flap, but I did reduce the flaps.
Going to 132.05 JetBlue 5.
I remember looking at it. I wonder if I've just knocked it back off. So that was holding down our speed. We've been going slower than we should be because the flaps have... But I definitely lifted them because I pressed the button and I looked down and I saw it go up. So I don't know if I knocked the button again. But anyway, the gear lever doesn't seem to work going up anymore, so that might be one of the updates might have knocked it off the control mechanism. So I should really check that, make sure everything's doing. Because the flaps will go down. You see they go down there and they go up. So it's strange. Okay, this is me. Oh? Ah, no, she said generic.
Piedmont 6226 Washington Center QNH 30.21 continue to Charlie Yankee November as planned. American 203 2 contact.
So we'll get there much faster now anyway. Look, we can still see his jet trail just out the window. Ah, we're making the turn now, so...
American 183 7 UR39 miles south.
When we straighten up, we might see it again.
Maintain 10,000 feet. Expect
Just
higher
theory-wise, there's his jet trail. You just see it there.
Charlie Yankee
He'll be somewhere
November
over here.
transition.
That's cool. That wasn't in the game at the beginning as far as I'm aware. I never saw it, and now I'm seeing it more and more. I'm noticing it when I'm at cruise altitude. Contrail, that's it, contrail.
Washington Center Delta 494 is at flight level 265, descending 10,000 feet. Generic Sierra Juliet Foxtrot, contact Washington.
So it's
Center
cool
on
that it's been
132.05.
added. The game is getting, it's getting...
Good day.
I have my frame rate set to 30 frames per second, just to try and give me a... it doesn't even like, even though it kind of glitched a bit there at the beginning, even when I'm in New York, I don't get any serious like FPS loss, like super FPS loss, you know, it drops through the floor when I keep it at 30, so because this graphics card's crap as well, there's just no point in pushing it.
Washington Center on 132.05. Good day.
I do get a bit of stuttering. I mean, that automatically stutters because it's something to do with the way I've got it set to the joypad. Because I can use the joypad to actually look around.
Going to 132.05
pretty cool.
generic 2
Sure,
Alpha
I thought
Bravo.
I just saw a UFO there. I think I'm going crazy. So yeah, you can see his contrail there. Oh, there's somebody else now as well here, below us here.
Generic 301 Charlie contact.
And you can even see it changing and disappearing. It's so cool.
Good day.
So you never saw that before, but now you do. So Pittsburgh's somewhere up here, and Atlantic City's somewhere over there. Yeah, we're not gonna get a view of either, unfortunately. I did realise that my ground textures, I could push them up to a higher resolution now, and it has, when you zoom in too much, because you're not supposed to zoom in, really, this would be your average eye view, so it looks really good, and even in the zoom, I think the full zoom, it always looks a bit crapper. You just go out by 1 and it starts really looking good, and when you go out by 2, I mean, that looks like it does in real life. It really does. Like, it's so good. That's me. Okay, so
Blue Street Flight 455 contact Washington Center on 124.775. Good day. Endeavor Flight
ah, you
363
bitch.
contact
Right,
Washington
so
Center
sorry.
on
So vertical
132.05.
speed, and we're gonna go down.
American 2068 contact Washington Center on 124.775.
She did say 2-3, didn't she?
Good day.
She needs to stop talking to everybody. 8,
8,
7, 6, 5.
Going to 124.775 American 2068.
Descend and maintain flight level 230 Mike Ski
Okay,
907.
2-3. Right, so we are now descending, and this way you have to be careful of the torque, because you might see the torque's gonna could go through the roof if you're going at full speed, but I think we'll be alright. I think we're
126
alright.
decimal 85 Piedmont 6226.
Now, you can do this if you're doing it like I'm using the automated system within the game, and I think
Generic November 517 Alpha Golf is at 9,700 feet descending.
this is. I'm seeing other planes now as well. This is an American Airlines. This is N517 is probably General Aviation, to be honest with you. But yeah, we're actually overtaking. Oh no, his contrail stopped now. I thought we were over. Can we see him? Sometimes you just have to zoom in enough and you can just see the plane. But at the moment, you can't see him, unfortunately. And we have to go to another one.
124 decimal 775 for Mike Ski 907.
Generic 1 Delta Sierra contact Washington Center.
Are you stopping for barbecue then, Ellisgar? Okay, so to Washington Center.
Washington Center Mike Ski 907 is passing flight level 290, descending flight level 230.
Mike Ski 907 Washington Center continue to Bessie as planned. Washington Center generic November 531 Delta Sierra is at 5,400 feet, climbing 10,000 feet. Delta 287 contact Washington Center on 125.45. Good day. Generic November 531 Delta Sierra Washington Center QNH 30.
Washington Center Delta 4904 is at flight level 205 descending 10,000 feet.
Delta 4904 Washington Center continue as planned.
I was just making sure. Right, okay, so
125.45 for Delta 287
did I actually just cut it off? I did, didn't I? Swifty Doyle. Where's my thing for the files? Okay, it should be the last file I downloaded.
Contact Washington Center on 125.45.
Documents.
Good day.
TBM checklist, that's the one. Right. No, not that one.
125.45
Not that one.
for generic 0 Papa Alpha.
So, maximum landing gear operating speed is 178 knots, okay. And flaps is 178 for your first, and then 122 for your second. Okay. I'm only working off reference speeds here, but sounds about right. Sounds about right. I might be slightly wrong, but never mind. It's all good in the neighbourhood. Right, so we're not far off. You see the torque's now flashing, so we'd have to pull back on the yoke a little bit. Sorry, on the throttle a little bit, because you don't want to overspeed this thing. You don't want to torque the hell out of it. Engine costs would be astronomical.
Delta 4904, you are 78 miles southwest. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect RNAV runway 13 approach via CHNCO transition. Clear to CHNCO.
I'm going to try and trust the air traffic control to get me to LaGuardia at the correct altitudes in the correct time. I'm going to try and trust them. I was also watching something on the citation video earlier where they were showing in real life how the new Garmin system, the Garmin 5000, I think it is now, does all these really cool things where it can. With these ones, at certain times you have to press the buttons, and I can never bloody remember if you want it to do an automatic approach and stuff. And I'll try and get it right this time. I won't, because I always get it wrong. Always. Sometimes when I know what I do, what to, how can I explain it? Know what to do? No. Sometimes when I've been watching videos of the day, I remember to do it in stream, and I can catch it. And I've caught the glide scope a couple of times and taken it in. So we are arriving at 23,000. I am going to pull the throttle back just a little bit because I'm just a bit concerned about the distance to LaGuardia now. 126 kilometers is a long way, and I do feel like we are a long way from the airport yet, but if I remember the approach, it was a strange approach that took us out over Newark as well. So
Descend and maintain 13,000 feet, Mike Ski 907.
But I don't want to slow down so much that...
Descend and maintain 2,800 feet. Expect ILS runway 4 left approach. Via Kilma transition cleared to Kilma JetBlue 1230.
Did say 13,000, didn't he? I hope so. 13, there we go. Yeah, I think if I remember the approach right, we go... I've forgotten which approach we bloody took now. No, we took the one that goes... over Brooklyn. Over Brooklyn and Queens. Oh no, so we're on the other side. At the moment we're on the other side of LaGuardia, so yeah, I can actually afford to put the throttle up a bit. I don't need to worry about speed. I really don't need to worry about speed. Because oh no, we didn't. It was the one that goes over Newark. But as we're approaching Brooklyn, we'll turn and go over Newark. So this is Newark Airport here. I'm trying to show you some things on this map. This is LaGuardia here, and here is JFK Airport, but it's not, for some reason it's not properly showing on this map, because this map's absolute crap, that's why. I hate it. I don't know why. Oh, this is Brooklyn Oil Works or whatever. It's it is landable, but so we'll actually be flying over Newark, which I can't imagine that's a real approach. But like I said, New York airspace has got some really strange rules. But our final descent will be over like Yankee Stadium and stuff. I think we'll be, yeah, it'll be somewhere around Yankee Stadium on our final. We'll also have Rikers Island off our left wing, it should be. I think Rikers Island will be off our left wing. I really did think I'd selected that one that comes over and over, because I was looking forward to flying over Queens, but maybe I didn't change it. But it's okay. It's all good. This is what you use your flight bags for. I say that, and as I switch to it, it isn't working.
JetBlue 1230, contact New York Center on 124.625.
That's not good.
Good day.
My SkyPad isn't working. It's just saying searching at the moment. That's not good. Hopefully if I close it and relaunch it. I'm going to try and relaunch it now. Ah, that's not good. Looks like it's not responding at all. Does that mean I'm going to have to close the whole thing? bizarre. I really need to get that done properly before we get into our approach here to land, because end task. Okay, that's done it. I've done an end task on it, but it's not the best time for it to be bringing up all this crap, because I'm trying to bring myself into land. Let's just load it up again and hope that it goes through the process properly. Right, so we're 18,500. So this is Staten Island. If we look at the thing here, this is Staten Island here. This is New Jersey. And this is Manhattan here, just there. This is Brooklyn here at the bottom and Queens up here. And yeah, like I said, I feel like I'm arriving too fast. So I'm going to just pull a little bit back on my thing. I know we can lose a ton of... Wait, don't say again.
118.975 Mike Ski 907.
Because I don't feel 13,000 feet coming into land in New York, even though we're doing this kind of weird sweep around. I say weird because I haven't noticed. I can't imagine why New York airspace has some really straight. Have you made a spelling error there? Does it mean strict rules? No, but it's always had those rules, even pre 9/11 and stuff. So we can actually, when you're zooming in here, yeah. So this is here. This is, what's its name? Ah, cripes, I've forgotten its name now. Manhattan is here, unfortunately covered by cloud at the moment. This is New Jersey. And this is the famous beach from the Warriors. I forget his name. I've been there anyway. And that's why I said I think I really feel I'm a bit too high. So I'm going to even pull back a little bit more on the throttle. So we're not even down to 13,000 feet yet, so I would have thought we would be probably 8,000 feet here. I would have thought by this point. Certainly not 16,000 feet when you're only 60 kilometers away. But let's see if that if it came back. On SkyPark, fingers crossed.
Center, Turkish 77 is at flight level 3, 75 descending 10,000 feet.
Turkish 77 Washington Center, continue as planned.
Okay, thank God. So it's picked up where I was, even though it crashed before. So yeah, we're just coming over, I think it's Brunswick, this area, New Brunswick. Go outside for just a quick second. So yeah, Manhattan, you can't quite see it because of this cloud at the moment, but it's there. And I've got a few aeroplanes in our airspace, and that aeroplane you can actually see when you zoom in. You see? It says it's a generic, but it's not. It's I don't know what DAL is. That's an Embraer. Oh look, you can see that one as well. So it's really cool how you can see. And sometimes you get asked to check them out. Right, okay, so we're arriving at 14,000. I want to have my vertical speed a little bit higher, even though you shouldn't. And I don't know if this has a max vertical speed that it can do, or that it should do. But we won't get an altitude change until we reach 1,300. You have to reach it in order to get the altitude change. So, but I think we should be much lower than this, much lower, which is why I've put that up.
Generic 1 November Kilo contact Philadelphia approach on 12 Good day. Generic 45 X-ray contact Philadelphia approach on 12
So that should turn to New York Center.
New York Center, Mike Ski 907, 13,100 feet.
Mike Ski 907 New York Center QNH 30.16 continue to renew as planned. Allegiant 326 contact.
He should be giving me a descent here. I'm sure of it.
Mike Ski 907 traffic is 10 o'clock, 4 miles at
But he's going to do loads of
13,900
stupid
feet
stuff now.
generic. Report them in sight.
124.775 for JetBlue.
This is one of the reasons I don't like using. I don't like.
121.125 Allegiant.
Because we should be descending now, and we would have priority, but the game
Mike Ski
doesn't.
907 traffic alert.
Yeah, I'm going to
7
start
o'clock,
descending
less than 1 mile,
automatically.
14,700 feet generic. Report them in sight.
Oh, yeah, wrong way. Oh, come on, Swifty.
Mike Ski 907, please expedite your descent 13,000 feet.
I already have you, Doyle. Report traffic in sight.
Mike
Right.
Ski 907 have the traffic.
If it.
Mike Ski 907.
Yeah, there you go.
descend and
So
maintain
he's now saying
2,800
descend
feet.
2,800 feet, which is a massive difference. From 13,000 to 2,800. But I'm wondering if you do actually have to make a like a
Mike Ski 907.
some weird descent 2,800 feet. But this is the problem with the game, is that it thinks it stacks its messages up, and then you're supposed to be getting clearance down there. We can see Manhattan now. Look, it's got Lower Manhattan. And that'll be, don't know why it's white, but that'll be the Empire State Building. Got Liberty Island down here. You can't quite see Lady Liberty, unfortunately. We're going to swoop out around here, swoop out around there, and then come in over this part of Manhattan here, and we're going to come straight in.
You are 18 miles southwest. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors ILS runway 13 approach.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors ILS runway 13 approach Mike Ski 907.
Mike Ski 907 contact New York approach on 120.8.
Good it, okay. Okay, so yeah, if we go outside, because it's just better outside. So there we've got a flight. He's going into LaGuardia, JFK, which is here. See JFK there. And this is a famous beach. This is all of this is Brooklyn. Brooklyn is huge. Like, if it was a city, I think it would be the third biggest city in America. I think that's what they said. This is Staten Island. This is New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, and then just Manhattan here. But we should get a really good view of Manhattan as we come down. And then this is Newark Airport, I think. Is that Newark Airport there? Yes, that's Newark Airport there. It's huge, Newark Airport, because it's got a docks right nearby. Well, this will be them here. So.
Going to 120.8 Mike Ski 907.
Mike Ski. It's bloody annoying. I forgot to change it.
Mike Ski 907 is passing 8,000 feet, descending 2,800.
Yeah, so this is probably why you have to do a strong descent, actually. But we're getting a really good view of Newark Airport here. This is a really. I'm glad we flew here now, because this is a really good view. Very strange terminals there. Very, very strange terminals. And one of the worst departure lounges I've ever been in. This is Elizabeth, New Jersey. Oh god, the departure lounge is horrendous. I was just going to see if we could see where maybe the Jet Stadium was, but I can't remember its exact position. and I think in the game it might be flat as well. This is the New York, New Jersey Metro Stars football stadium, just here. This is not the MetLife Stadium where the Jets play. But yeah, I can't see the Jets Stadium. But yeah, I remember this because you pass it on the train. And there you go. There's Manhattan here, and this is gonna give us a good view when we're coming in over Manhattan. And I think I may have panicked a bit with the descent. I think I'm gonna actually go up a bit and do it at a regular descent rate, because I think I just panicked a little bit. I think I made the right choice doing a little bit faster, but I think I just panicked a little bit. Now you can see it's already recognised the glide slope now, but it hasn't captured it or anything. But once it captures it, I'm going to try it. You click this button here, approach. But I can't remember if you're supposed to switch from nav to heading when you do it. And that's the part that just can't quite remember. So, yeah, we're getting pretty low now over New Jersey. And the reason I'm questioning this approach is because we actually go over the flight path of incoming flights, but to incoming northern flights into Newark. But the weather might change that. But just look at these graphics. I mean, this is unbelievable. I know it has a bit of the fisheye look to it when you're out like this, but the graphics are just amazing. Seeing that high school football field, all the neighbourhoods and everything. My only real negative of the game is in certain areas there's too many trees. Like downtown Manhattan, you wouldn't believe how green it looks when you fly over it. Okay, so I'm coming back in cabin because we've reached 2,800, and yeah, I don't think we'd need to be at 2,800 here at this spot. We could probably be maybe around 5 or something. But I panicked, and I need to start trusting the ATC sometimes. I still think that if we'd have trusted the ATC, it would have come in too high. I really do. Okay.
Mike Ski-Niner, 7, please expedite your descent, 2,800 feet.
We are. Just give us a second, love.
Mike Ski-Niner, 7, you are 15 miles west of LaGuardia. Maintain present heading and altitude. Contact tower on 118.7.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Tower on 118.7 Mike Ski 907.
Okay. So 156 we could do with speeding up a little bit. We're losing a bit of speed right there. So I want it around 170 something as we're coming over North Manhattan. There's a Learjet by the looks of it there. I don't know where he could be going into Teterboro. This is Teterboro Airport here. This was a smaller airport I was talking about. So this is why New York airspace is has so many rules. Yeah, we don't need to be at 2800, but we do on this turn really. Oh, I need to tune the tower, forgot.
Tower Mike Ski 907 13 miles northwest inbound ILS runway 13 approach.
Mike Ski 907 Tower. QNH 30.18 wind treat 54 at 12. Cleared ILS runway 13 approach.
Okay, so we've got approach. We're allowed pretty much. We've been given permission to approach the land.
Approach, Mike Ski 907.
So I'm going to bleed off a bit more of that speed because we need to go first flaps now. So past 178, so I'm going to go flaps 1. And we have to speed up a little bit, just to make sure we don't drop out the sky. Okay, so the active nav switched over. It is looking for the glide slope here. And when it gets to the middle here, you activate the approach, and it should do the automatic approach. But sometimes it's purple, sometimes it's green, and I don't know why. And what that'll do now I've pressed that, is it's going to aim for the runway. It's basically going to line us up with the runway. So what we do now is we need to decrease our speed a little bit. So here's downtown Manhattan. As I said, it would be a good view. This is Rikers Island. We're not really going to be able to look around that well, but as I have got the approach, I am hoping that we can. So I'm going to bleed off a bit more speed, if I can.
Mike Ski 907 wind tree 54 at 12. Cleared to land runway 13.
Okay. So I've been given
Clear to
landing
land
clearance,
runway
so
13 Mike Ski 907.
I'll start preparing now. I'm just looking for Yankee Stadium because no, it might be a bit too. Yeah, we're a bit too low for that. We're not going to see Yankee Stadium from here. Okay. So we are on the glide slope, a little bit high of the glide slope, I think. And we're going to start putting in bringing our speeds down a little bit, and then we're going to be able to put our second flaps ready for landing. So I'm just gonna. So we'll put the gear down. That'll give us a bit of drag, so that'll bleed off a little bit more speed. And this is where the tricky part comes, because as that speed's bleeding off, we want to put down our second flaps, and then we want to push the engine, because you can see how quickly we're bleeding off, and we do not want to stall. Now we won't stall at 100. I think landing is 85. So that again, this is just something you've got to keep an eye on. Once if you get to like around 90 and it's still just dropping, then it's saying we're too fast at the moment, but we're not. We're not. We'll get it. What you want to do is like around here. Okay, so that's the sweet spot. So we know that's the sweet spot. So we can now just pull back a little bit and bleed off just a little bit more. This is the Queen something works. Don't remember its name now, but I'm too busy concentrating anyway. We are still on full autopilot at the moment. I'm not controlling anything, but we are slightly below the glide slope, and that's because I think I activated the approach a little bit too late, but it is getting itself in the right position in the middle here. So we're at 89, 88, which is roughly landing speed. It's roughly where we want to be.
500.
Now normally around 500 is where you take the autopilot off. There are some pilots that take it off anywhere around 5 to, I think it's like 200 feet or something. Some pilots take it off. I've disconnected it now, and I've also disconnected the yaw damper because that needs to be off, and I'm hardly touching anything. All I'm doing is making sure that the plane is kind of doing what it's supposed to be doing, and it's not, so I'm going to just pull it over. I should have recognised that a bit sooner. I'm going to just pull it back onto target. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Okay, feels much better. We can start to bleed off the engine completely. Pull the nose up slightly, let it touch down. There you go. Okay, that's good. Whoa! Pushed me right over there. Just let it run off a bit of speed. Whee! Oof. Don't know what it is that pulls you that way, but anyway. Right. Okay. Good. Pretty good. I did make a mistake, being truthful, because I was too busy talking and I didn't.
Mike Ski 907, turn next
I wasn't
taxiway.
paying attention that I was sliding because I wasn't looking at
Mike
the end of the
907,
runway.
contact ground on
So
127.675.
okay, we come to a stop at the edge of the taxiway, and we need to contact ground now and get permission
Follow
to
the
go to a
aircraft
gate.
on final. Wind 274 at 17. Cleared to land runway
I hate it when it won't let you select something. It's really annoying.
747, number 3 for
Because I have to sit here until he's done it, and sometimes they'll get people to do
Wind 274
go
at
arounds
17.
because
Cleared
you're
to
still a
land
hazard
runway
here.
22. Delta 561, number 3 for landing. Follow the generic on final.
This is what happens when you're at a busy airport in the middle of the day when you're using
Cleared to land
the
runway
comms.
22. Cleared to land runway 22.
So, and everybody's going to answer now.
47.
This is the best part. And it's not giving me any option. And then you're going to hear him start going to people, go around, go around.
127.675 Mike Ski 907.
Taxi to parking.
Ground Mike Ski 907 taxi to parking.
Mike Ski 907 taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway at Lima Bravo Zulu.
Okay. So, why is everything frozen in the cockpit there? Right, okay, so we finally got permission to move. I'll turn the flight director off. We don't need the flight director. No.
Mike Ski 907 acknowledge last transmission.
Oh, shit, did I not say... Did I not acknowledge it?
Taxiing
Right.
to general aviation parking using taxiway at Lima Bravo Zulu Mike Ski 907.
I don't know why I've got the caution light for the autopilot. I don't think that's a usual one to be flashing. But anyway. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I wouldn't give myself 7 out of 10. I don't think I'd give myself for that. But yeah, I was too busy talking. I didn't realise we were drifting to the left for a second, and then when I looked down the end of the runway, I was like, "Oh crap, we're drifting." But the final part was fine. And I hit my taxi off part as well. So you're not really supposed to use the brakes that much. Well, you're not really supposed to use the brakes at all when you're landing, because it wrecks them, I think. So you're supposed to use like your speed brakes and spoilers, or roll off your speed. So you kind of roll your speed off, and then when you're getting down to, I think it's 25, taxiing speeds 25 or something, and then you can start using your engines to, you know, to speed up and slow down again. You're only really supposed to use your brakes when you're taxiing and whatnot. So strange parking, but I don't know if all that's been set properly in half of the airports. You know, I know like AI did some of it, and I know that a lot of major airports like LaGuardia probably was hand done, but I asked for parking. I didn't ask for a terminal slot. That would have been a gate slot, and I asked specifically for parking. Technically, it's putting me somewhere here in the corner of nowhere, but so I guess technically it's a parking spot. Technically. I tell you what, time doesn't half fly when I'm doing these flight simulator streams, though. It really does. It's crazy. 2 hours passes like it's nothing. My cat's trying to get in. Whoa! Went a bit too far there. Never mind. Okay, so full stop, throttle down, parking brake on, and I always forget ignition. I think it's the ignition off, isn't it? Oh, shut up. Where's the cast light?
Aural warning, okay.
Let's have a look. Give over, cat. Not the battery, you doll. Right, so start engine off. Okay, that's off, off, off. Okay. That one down. That one off. That one off. Oh, wrong one. Then it's right. That's it. Okay. That should cut off the engine. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we're seeing the engine cut off there. Took me ages to work out how to do that. Before, because I literally thought that was only the idle. Forgot to switch the inert sep on after we'd landed, but never mind. I say never mind, I really should. There's some procedures I didn't do which I should have remembered. No landing lights either, but it was midday, so I suppose we can get away with it. I do generally remember more during night flights, like. Yeah, and so that would be that procedure. So let's have a look. Let's go over to the SkyPark. Please don't have gone to sleep on me again properly. Contracts. Okay. Please find me. Okay, so now you can see. Oh no, you can't see it because I haven't put it up on here. There you go. So you can now see here it says manage. So you go into it, into your contract, and it says completed here. Damn it. But now it because I closed the thing because it wasn't working. Oh, I'm gonna have to cancel it, so I don't get money for that one. It's alright though, doesn't matter. I know I completed it. So I don't know if that, I hope that doesn't affect my camera and stuff too much, because that wasn't my fault, that was the thing's fault. But again, it's in alpha, so you know, you can't expect the world of it. And it does. They've got some really good things. They've got a tour of Barbados, which is a rum called the Rum Tour. You go. I don't think it's just Barbados. It's like loads of rum producing countries. You fly over, and that is the New York Mets baseball stadium. If I can get, oh, it doesn't do it right. I have to go up. You can't zoom in on it. That's the New York Mets baseball stadium, that one. And actually that's also near where the World Fair was, and you see those oh, you can see it there, I think. Just no you can't. It's not. Yeah, it is there. So yeah, you can kind of just see it, but there's these really strange structures. I've showed them in another stream. I'm going over stuff that I've shown before. But yeah, so now, well, officially we can turn everything off now. We would go, I think it's generator off, and then battery off. So it's going to end the flight automatically when you do that. But you can click continue, and it takes you back in. And then what you would do is unlock and open the door. And not many airport sounds. Not many airport sounds. But yeah. And that's it, that's the flight done. Yeah, I went over my parking spot as well, you can see there. I knew I had. When I was approaching, I was like, oh damn, I'm approaching pretty fast. It's a strange spot for a parking. This aeroplane though, I don't think I've got that much money. They've generally got special private hangar areas in one part of the airport. And if you can find out in real life what numbers they are, they do correlate in game. Most of them. Some of the smaller airports, it's very fishy, like the one I took off from. But yeah, a lot of them do correlate to the correct ones. I've tried it with Newcastle. The gates are the correct gates. I've tried it there. And unfortunately, I'd love to take you around Queens and stuff and have a look around, but the game, for some reason, a while back, did an update, and it updated all of my camera controls, like all of them. So now they don't work the way they should have. They should do. Sorry, unfortunately. And I just haven't had time to go back in and really change them all around, because it's a very much, you have to kind of find out which ones feel good. So at the moment my basic camera view is that, and to spin it around. Yeah, and I'd like to start flying with other planes and stuff, but this one is, I mean, it is my favorite at the moment. It's one of the easiest, I feel, to go from, apart from maybe a prop plane or something, like a really small prop plane like a Cessna. It's probably the easiest to go from dark to what's the word, from dark to take off. It's just so simple to get it out, and even controlling the AP, the autopilot stuff, is just, it's so simple. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not crossing my fingers or anything here. I've not crashed the TBM on landing ever. I've crashed various other well, I've actually got the crash thing turned off, the crash detector, because if you touch this guy or whatever, it'll crash and you have to restart the whole flight. So I generally go by, if I come in too fast, like I think it was a citation, but not the citation that I want. A different citation that I landed in Salt Lake City one night, and it bounced twice when it hit the ground. I mean, that would have been a crash, and I knew it would. And then there was an Airbus as well, where I think it was it was on landing, where it bounced. Which I have actually been on an Airbus before that's bounced. It's not completely uncommon, but it is a pilot error, and I put it down as a crash in my head. But the TBM, I've never had it. I've had a go around twice where I've actually, my approach, I've messed up and I've come in too low and I'm losing. Oh look, the guys disappear after a while because you parked up. That's pretty cool. It's pretty pity they don't drive away. Yeah, so there's ones where I had to have a go around and come around again, but that's generally normally when I'm doing a VFR landing, which is visual flight rules, and it's a bit more difficult to sometimes judge the airports doing that, and I'm not experienced enough to do it. So, but when you're doing it with the flight planner and everything, it's much easier to do. So there is some things like in this, all these jetways work. So if you were here in an A30, you can request them to connect your jetway. These food trucks come now in the bigger airports. Even these fuel trucks, they do come to your airplane when you request them. So all of that's really good. I think you can even request power in some airports. So you get like a special power unit that they plug into the airplane, and you can start the airplane that way. I can't remember why you do that in real life. I think it's when you haven't got any. It's when you haven't got enough power on board or something to start your computers up. You do it this other way. I don't know where. I hope the jetway's not going to connect to him. But and I'd really like to see the day when they actually put real liveries on some of the planes and start. You used to be able to do that in the other Microsoft Flight Simulator, but at the moment in this one it doesn't look like you can do it. If you have the livery for one, it will put the correct livery on the correct one. So if there is a livery pack you can download, and so let's say this was a British Airways flight, if it's marked, if you're using real world traffic and it's marked as a BA flight, it will put the livery on, because I'm guessing that's how they do the livery assignment or something. So it can be done. I'm just guessing it's quite a lot of work. But in Microsoft Flight Simulator X there was stuff like that. Now you've got real world traffic, so you don't need to have an add-on for that, which you used to have an add-on for. What you saying bullshit for? Are they not crashing? I honestly haven't. If I'd have crashed, I'd have said. I'm going to be honest. If you go back 2 weeks ago, right? Watch when I finish this stream. Go back and watch my stream from 2 weeks ago. I was absolutely plastered at the end of that stream. I couldn't see for shit, and I still landed the plane well. Because when I thought the next morning I must have bounced the plane on that landing. There's no way, because I was completely pissed. And when I went back and watched it, I couldn't believe how good the landing was. So no, I'm serious. The TBM, when you've got it in landing configuration, is such an easy plane to land. Such an easy plane to land. The jet citation is an asshole to land. Like, you just touch the stick a little bit and it'll go off, and it's just like it's a nightmare. But this one's so much fun. It's really good. I really like it. And yeah, and the game in general, I've kind of fallen back in love with it again the last month or so. It's a shame, because it would have been nice. It would have been nice to get some time to play it a bit more over the summer, but just didn't really have the full time to do it. Right, so I think, ladies and gents, I'm going to call it an end to the stream here. I'm actually going to probably stream tomorrow, sometime in the daytime, because I didn't stream on Wednesday, and I'm kind of in the mood for it. You know, sometimes I'm not always in the mood, so I was actually in the mood on Wednesday, but I didn't have actual physical time to do the stream, so I didn't do it. But you know, I feel in a good mood this weekend, so I shouldn't, because work's been fucking nightmare. But I think that's maybe why I'm in a good mood, because I'm here and I'm not there. I'm not having to deal with my boss, so yeah, so things feel a bit happier. Anything else? No, not really. Anybody who enjoyed The Sopranos or was interested in The Sopranos or anything? The Sons of Newark, I think it's called. The movie, The Sopranos movie, came out today, so I think it's available for streaming in various places. I get it by other means. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Not saying anything. Alright, so everybody, I will say good night, 9-7. I've had a really good stream, and thank you so much for joining in, the people who've joined in. It's always good to speak to you, and it's always good to see you. It's always good to have a chuckle with you. And usually it's good to have a beer with you, but I'm trying to stay off the sauce tonight. Alright, 9-7, have a good night.